Imagine a reality where every second of your day is focused on seeking enjoyment. Consider the allure of never-ending satisfaction with an ongoing flow of activities, diversions, and luxuries aimed at fulfilling your every desire. Now, ponder the cost of such a lifestyle. Could the unending pursuit of joy lead to bondage rather than freedom? Today, we will reveal how the chase for pleasure, as Aldous Huxley cautioned, can morph into a type of modern captivity. We will delve into age-old wisdom and contemporary psychology to uncover how our craving for comfort, convenience, and satisfaction may silently strip away our autonomy and humanity. By the conclusion of this video, we will provide a powerful insight, a viewpoint that might alter your perspective on life permanently. Let us begin this exploration into recognizing the concealed risks of pleasure and how we can regain our autonomy in a society intent on binding us to ephemeral wants. In his landmark book, Brave New World, Aldous Huxley illustrates a haunting scenario of a dystopian world where people have relinquished their independence for a facade of happiness. Residents are numbed with soma, a substance that guarantees their perpetual contentment, regardless of how hollow their existence might be. Huxley's society was not formed by chains or cells, but by pleasures so captivating that no one felt the need to resist. He contended this represents the most deceptive kind of control. Now consider our current society, filled with the constant buzz of notifications and the never-ending scroll of social media. Aren't we too being presented with our own form of soma? Experts like Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who is famous for his research on the flow state, caution that although technology can generate moments of involvement, it also ensnares us in cycles of dependency. Algorithms deliver us customized pleasures, including clips, ads, and material that keep us engaged, yet ultimately leave us feeling unfulfilled. Reflect for a moment on how frequently you reach for your phone to find a quick burst of happiness, only to realize that hours have slipped away, leaving you feeling more exhausted than satisfied. The quest for enjoyment has a troubling aspect, referred to by modern psychology as the hedonic treadmill. This idea demonstrates that no matter how much joy we obtain, we quickly acclimate to it, reverting to a standard level of happiness, whether it's a new vehicle, a tasty dish, or an exciting event. The pleasure diminishes and the desire for the next thrill begins. In Huxley's view, we become captives of our own cravings, perpetually in pursuit of a satisfaction that remains just beyond our grasp. This is not just a theoretical concern. Studies indicate a concerning link between the increase in modern conveniences and deteriorating mental health. A study from 2020 in the Journal of Affective Disorders found that excessive screen time, especially on social media, is associated with higher levels of anxiety and depression. Even more troubling is how this cycle perpetuates itself. The more isolated and unhappy we feel, the more we turn to the very gadgets that contribute to our dissatisfaction. What is the real price of this unending search for pleasure? Philosopher Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust and wrote Man's Search for Meaning, claimed that true fulfillment arises not from pursuing happiness, but from discovering purpose. He suggested that when individuals lack meaning in their lives, they are more inclined to seek distractions, which only exacerbates their sense of emptiness. Ask yourself, are you living with intent? Or have you inadvertently allowed the chase for pleasure to shape your decisions? This inquiry is not just philosophical, but has significant practical implications. Each day we are confronted with choices. Should we binge watch another series or spend moments with friends and family? Should we scroll through our feeds aimlessly or focus on our personal development? These seemingly minor instances add up to form the substance of our lives. Aldous Huxley once observed that most people have an almost boundless ability to take things for granted. In chasing after endless pleasure, we risk overlooking the profound joys of life, relationships, creativity, self-exploration, and contributing to something larger than ourselves. This leads us to a vital realization. Pursuing pleasure recklessly does not bring about freedom. Rather, it forms invisible chains that are nonetheless very real. These chains tether us to routines, cravings, and distractions that drain our energy, time, and potential. As we proceed, we will delve into the hidden systems that thrive on our pleasure-seeking behavior and how we can liberate ourselves from them. For now, take a moment to ponder this. Are you existing as a liberated individual? Or are you simply a consumer in a landscape that benefits from your longings? Let this reflection guide us as we delve further into this exploration of insight and self-liberation. What is ahead may transform the way you perceive not just the world around you, but also your own identity. Imagine a marketplace where your attention serves as currency. In this realm, the most precious resource isn't gold, oil, or even tech. It's you. Every moment spent scrolling, clicking, or consuming is more than just engaging with content. It's a transaction where you are traded. Welcome to the attention economy, a framework designed to thrive on your craving for gratification, trapping you in an unending cycle of consumption. To grasp how profoundly this system influences us, we need to examine how it leverages our biology. Neuroscientist Dr. Robert Sapolsky, a specialist in stress and dopamine, has shown us that our brains are hardwired to pursue rewards. Each time we encounter something enjoyable, our brains release dopamine, a neurotransmitter that reinforces our actions. Whether it's the pleasure from receiving likes on a post, the thrill of a new purchase, or the exhilaration of winning a game, this surge of dopamine creates a cycle that draws us back for more. However, the twist is that the anticipation of enjoyment often triggers more dopamine than the enjoyment itself. This is why we anxiously await a text reply or continuously refresh our feeds. It's not about the result, but the potential for reward that keeps us ensnared. Within this economy, we become constant seekers, perpetually desiring yet never completely fulfilled. Reflect on how this plays out in your everyday life. Have you ever checked your phone without thinking about it, or felt an urge for something, a snack, a video, a moment of affirmation, only to experience emptiness afterward? These aren't random occurrences, they're meticulously crafted experiences. As former Google design ethicist Tristan Harris points out, these platforms are built to exploit our weaknesses. They set up what he calls intermittent variable rewards, a tactic taken from gambling machines designed to maintain our addiction. Now, let's tie this to Aldous Huxley's perspective in Brave New World. The chase for pleasure wasn't merely an individual flaw, but a societal mechanism for control. Individuals were so engrossed in their desires that they remained oblivious to their loss of freedom. Today, we encounter a similar peril. While we may not be consuming soma, we are overwhelmed by digital distractions that function to pacify us and ensure our compliance. But why is this significant? Because the chase for pleasure, if unmonitored, not only takes away our time, but also our potential. When we focus on short-lived satisfaction rather than significant pursuits, we miss out on opportunities for growth, learning, and contribution. Author Cal Newport, in his book Deep Work, emphasizes how superficial engagement with technology diminishes our capacity to concentrate and attain mastery. He posits that the most significant rewards in life stem not from simple pleasures, but from persistent effort and in-depth focus. Reflect on this. How much of your time goes to activities that truly enrich you? How often do you choose immediate gratification over long-term fulfillment? The intent behind these questions isn't to induce guilt, but to inspire awareness. Acknowledging our habits is the vital first step in reclaiming our autonomy. Yet escaping this pattern is more challenging than it sounds. The environment we inhabit not only promotes pleasure-seeking, but also normalizes it. From ads promising instant happiness to societal norms linking success with material wealth, we are ceaselessly told that having more is preferable. Philosopher Erich Fromm cautions us about this trap in his book To Have or To Be, arguing that contemporary society's fixation on possession over existence leads to a shallow life, where genuine happiness is replaced by the empty satisfaction of ownership. So, what is the alternative? It starts with shifting our mindset from seeking pleasure toward finding purpose. This doesn't entail forgoing joy or indulgence, but re-evaluating their significance in our lives. As psychologist Martin Seligman, a pioneer of positive psychology, illustrates, the most rewarding lives are built around meaning, engagement, and relationships. Pleasure plays a role in this equation, yet it's not the entirety. Take a moment to ponder what truly brings you joy. Not the temporary kind that fades, but the enduring fulfillment that arises from creating, connecting, and contributing. Can you pinpoint an aspect of your life where you're choosing immediate gratification instead of long-term growth? As we progress further, we will examine practical methods to escape the clutches of the attention economy and rediscover the essence of intentional living. But for now, remember this truth. The unregulated pursuit of pleasure transforms into a quest for enslavement. To attain true freedom, we need to discern between what enhances our lives and what diminishes them. The answers to these inquiries are found not in the next distraction, but in moments of quiet reflection. Let's embark on this journey together to rediscover how we can reclaim our time, focus, and ultimately our lives. What follows will challenge everything you currently believe about happiness and liberation. Now, let us delve deeper into the mental and philosophical impacts of a life focused on seeking pleasure. Insights from thinkers such as Aldous Huxley and contemporary psychologists reveal that unchecked hedonism not only imprisons individuals but also alters entire communities. Reflect on the idea of soft tyranny, which refers to a form of control that feels soothing rather than harsh. In his study of democratic systems, Alexis de Tocqueville cautioned that people might eventually choose to relinquish their freedoms for comfort and security. This mirrors the scenario Huxley depicted in Brave New World, a society that is lulled into obedience not through intimidation or coercion, but by enjoyment and distraction. Now consider our current reality. Daily, we are inundated with promises of convenience, smart technology that does our thinking for us, applications that provide immediate satisfaction, and a culture that prioritizes ease above all. Although these innovations enhance comfort, they also increase our dependency. As we invest less effort into living, we hand over more power to those who oversee these systems. However, there is an unrecognized risk here. This dependence doesn't feel like confinement. Rather, it feels like advancement. It is pleasurable, and that is what renders it so perilous. Huxley suggested that an effective totalitarian regime would be one where an omnipotent leadership governs a populace of willingly submissive individuals. Consider how this relates to your own existence. How many choices do you make autonomously, and how many are shaped, if not controlled, by algorithms, social trends, or societal norms? When was the last occasion you chose discomfort for the sake of personal growth rather than taking the easier route? This isn't merely an individual concern. The ramifications of a pleasure-centric culture extend outward, impacting relationships, communities, and even the environment. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard characterized this issue as the despair inherent in an aesthetic life, where individuals pursue beauty and enjoyment to the detriment of meaning and responsibility. He asserted that true satisfaction can only be achieved by adopting an ethical life, one filled with purpose, commitment, and higher ideals. Let's illustrate this idea. Picture two paths. One is smooth, well-maintained, and effortless to traverse, leading to a life full of immediate rewards yet lacking in depth. The other is rugged, steep, and demanding, requiring effort and sacrifice, but it provides the benefits of personal growth, connection, and a lasting legacy. Which path are you currently following? Modern psychological research supports Kierkegaard's perspective, showing that individuals who focus on intrinsic goals like self-improvement, relationships, and making contributions report greater happiness and life fulfillment than those who pursue external rewards such as money, fame, or status. Yet our culture persistently encourages us to seek the latter. Why is that? Because a society based on consumerism thrives on discontent. If you were genuinely satisfied, you wouldn't feel the urge for the newest gadget, trend, or product. Thus, advertisers do more than merely promote items. They market lifestyles. They instill the belief that happiness is perpetually one purchase away. However, the reality is that no level of external enjoyment can compensate for an internal emptiness. This explains why many individuals, despite possessing everything they thought they desired, still feel dissatisfied. Psychologist Carl Jung famously noted that people will go to great lengths, no matter how irrational, to avoid confronting their own inner selves. The relentless chase for pleasure frequently serves as a means of steering clear of the more challenging, yet enriching task of self-discovery. So, how do we break free from this cycle? The journey begins with awareness. It's imperative to identify the systems and behaviors that keep us bound to pleasure. But awareness on its own isn't sufficient. We also need to take purposeful, occasionally uncomfortable steps toward reclaiming our lives. Start with small changes. Silence notifications, establish technology boundaries, and select meaningful pursuits over mindless diversions. While these actions may appear trivial, they can be transformative in a society structured to keep you sidetracked. Consider this. What would your life be like if you chose meaning over pleasure? What habits or beliefs would have to change for you to follow the path of growth, instead of mere gratification? As we approach the concluding section of this discourse, we will uncover the most significant insight, the crucial key to liberating ourselves from the constraints of pleasure. This understanding has the potential to change not only how you live, but also who you are. Stay with us, for the most vital lesson is yet to come. Now, let's tackle the core issue. How do we regain our freedom? A society that flourishes on our craving for enjoyment reveals a deep reality. Genuine freedom is not found in doing whatever we please, but in having the self-control to select what is truly important. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche expressed that understanding our purpose helps us endure any challenges. This idea is foundational to liberation. When we tie our lives to a significant purpose, the temporary attraction of pleasure weakens its hold on us. Purpose serves as a guide, steering us through distractions and temptations towards a meaningful existence. Reflect on the figures who have profoundly influenced society, such as Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and Martin Luther King Jr. Their greatness stemmed from facing challenges rather than seeking comfort, driven by a vision greater than themselves. They show us that the deepest joys come from acts of service, creativity, and persistence, rather than from fleeting pleasures. But how do we uncover our purpose in a world full of distractions? Viktor Frankl provides guidance in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. Frankl identifies 3 sources of meaning: creating something valuable, experiencing love and connection, and finding growth in adversity. Each of these paths invites us to consider others beyond our immediate desires, prompting us to engage fully with life. Begin by pondering these queries. What impact do I wish to leave behind? How can my strengths benefit others in challenging times? How can I turn difficulties into growth opportunities? These questions may not be simple, but they can lead to significant change. By pursuing answers, you take initial steps towards liberation from the confines of pleasure and into a life of meaning. Now, let's explore the crucial insight that connects everything. The chase of pleasure, while enticing, ultimately diverts us from seeking a deeper meaning. True happiness, as Aristotle suggested, arises from eudaimonia, or a flourishing life. This is not a mere life of endless pleasure, but one rooted in virtue, wisdom, and deliberate choices. To achieve such a life, discipline is essential. Discipline enables us to favor long-term benefits over immediate satisfaction. It provides the strength to decline the easy route and accept what is right. As author Jocko Willink states, discipline equates to freedom. Through discipline, we can gain control over our impulses and start creating our own destinies, instead of being held captive by our desires. To nurture discipline, begin by developing small, steady habits. Wake up a bit earlier for meditation or reflection. Dedicate time daily to pursue a meaningful goal, and reduce your exposure to energy-draining distractions. These minor acts of self-control may seem trivial, but together they bring about a gradual transformation of your life. Here's another impactful approach. Welcome discomfort, as growth seldom happens within comfort zones. Whether it involves testing your physical limits, acquiring a new skill, or confronting a challenging truth, the readiness to embrace discomfort distinguishes those who attain greatness from those who accept mediocrity. Consider this. Each moment you choose discipline over indulgence, you enhance your ability to live with purpose. Each time you resist distractions, you regain a piece of your freedom. These choices, although minor, are acts of defiance against a society that profits from your inaction. As we wrap up, let's reflect on Aldous Huxley's cautionary message. He envisioned a reality where pleasure serves as a means of control, leading individuals to trade their freedom for comfort and their potential for ease. Yet, he also held faith in humanity's potential for awareness and resistance. You possess the strength to liberate yourself by prioritizing purpose over pleasure, discipline over indulgence, and meaning over distractions. You can reclaim your independence and live a genuinely fulfilling life. So, what will you decide? Will you continue to travel the easy route dictated by passing desires, or will you elevate yourself by facing the challenge of living intentionally and purposefully? The decision rests with you. Keep in mind, this journey is not solely about transforming your own life. It's also about motivating others to do the same. Share your insights, struggles, and successes. Together, we can cultivate a world where freedom is not a lost aspiration, but a tangible reality. This is your opportunity to awaken. The restraints may be unseen, but they can be shattered. The journey may be arduous, yet it leads to greatness. Make your choice wisely and confidently embrace the life you were destined to live.